New World 3.0 is a new service launched for the purpose of capitalizing on the world's biggest investment project. In fact, the biggest investment project in the history of the world. Literally trillions and trillions of dollars that's going to have to be invested over the next 10, 20 years in virtually recreating the world in which we live. The world 2.0, if you will, the industrial era has left a lot of scars on the planet, a lot of shortages, huge differences in poverty and wealth, tremendous political dislocations, and mainly a very antiquated infrastructure. Even in developed countries, you see old copper lines that still dominate a lot of our communications traffic, old transmission wires that bring electricity. We have tremendous outages. Of course, anybody that has lived through one of the recent storms knows how critical electricity has become, but the system for delivering it is still very antiquated. And this is the developed world. So if you start looking at the developing world, where most of the population lives in rural areas, is moving to cities, is trying to improve living standards, you have a tremendous amount of things that have to be built, from technologies to new sources of energy, to new ways of delivering clean water, to new buildings, to new roads, to new bridges, new methods of delivering communications. Technology is a big part of it. A lot of it's just going to be, though, basic spending, and this product is designed to take advantage of that, to give investors, long-term investors. We're not pie-in-the-sky people. We look very carefully at companies, but to give people, everyday investors, a way of taking advantage of this, which we believe is the biggest investment project in the history of the world. Well, we put together a team of 5 analysts. Myself, I'm heading it up. I've been writing Utility Forecaster, a letter devoted to essential services in the United States and around the world for the last 20 years. We have an energy expert, we have a nanotech and technology expert, we have a policy expert, because that's definitely a very big part of what goes on in this type of investing projects, how the regulatory and political and investment environment is laid down by governments. And then we also have an expert in one of the areas that is of tremendous investment, which would be developing Asia, where a lot of the heavy lifting in this steel and concrete pie as it's constructed is going to be done. Not necessarily from building cities to constructing new networks and so forth across the board. Well, this is an all-internet service, and we have a model portfolio that we'll be updating regularly. We have, of course, alerts that we can generate off of that, but this is a new kind of product. It's an interactive product where investors, subscribers can contact us. There's be a lot of information provided. We'll have a flowing content of articles coming out. I'm, of course, heading up the project, so I'll have a centering element on the site, but it's all set up on the website. We've got a very wide range of things that I think people will be very interested in ways that we can get in contact with the customer on a more frequent basis and a more constant basis.